World Sand Cavern.
You're welcome to take whatever you like from my pack, Master.
I'd glad our enemy employs a maiden. Best serving first. The curative magic to prolong our battle. You must remain vigilant. You've been down to royal. You must stay clear of fire. An obstacle blocks our way. Perhaps we might remove it by force. I can attack if need be. Might I be of assistance?
You ought not to go charging off alone.
Don't worry, Lord. I know what I'm doing.
Really now? What are you doing?
Forgive me. I could not help it. Was most effective.
I dare say we could sell this for a fair amount of gold.
Deeper pockets make the shallow money.
Keep your ears pricked. Our foes might betray themselves with the slightest sign.
Pray speak up. Notice aught amiss.
We ought to consider this a lesson. This is what befalls one who lets down their guard. On my way!
Who's that? Ah, great golem. Those things now. Ask you what has more legs. Interesting. Why did I try and run out the wall?
Prepare yourself.
The simplest strategy that our foe looks support. Knock its feet out from under it and strike A.
I'd not dare attempt such a feat alone. Together, I can do anything.
This foe is nigh unstoppable.
I bounced. Ouch.
Look out, Arisen! We're under attack! I'll pick that up. We might have need of it.
I can't count the number of meats and fish that have gone to rot in my pack. You'd think the smell would remind me.
Ah, yes. That sounds familiar.
Another dogged adventure
hello.
come to take my life. Many have tried, and as you can plainly see, all have failed. I would abandon any such fool ideas if I were you. After all, that which is won by brute force is apt to be lost to the same. Perhaps I might interest you in a game of wits instead. I set before you a simple task. Solve my riddles to satisfaction. Should your answers please me, I will bestow upon you the contents of yon chests. I trust I have your attention? If so, take your place and we shall begin.
Interesting.
Your resolve is commendable. The fool beholds a sage in the mirror. The sage a fool. Which is it you see, I wonder? The parent knows the child, yet the reverse is far from true. The child knows not the parent. Such is the parent's due.
Oh, God.
I am a lost child, for kinship do I yearn.
Parent knows the child. Child knows not the parent. Stu, a lost child. For kinship do I yearn.
So bring to me my parent, that I might better learn.
What? What am I supposed to do?
Master, if ever your pack grows cumbersome, know that if ever you've need of an ear to listen,
What's become of my fur? Used to be much silkier.
Not a foe in sight.
If we seek monsters, we shall doubtless find them ere long.
I seem to recall there being a treasure chest in this. Area when I explored it in other.
And they ran. Coward. Go to Vernworth and get the sculpture and whatnot out of the way.
That went as well as we might
Then
have
we'll
hoped.
go back to the Sphinx
Let us
with
cast our
this,
eyes
and
about and
hopefully,
analyze the situation.
it's right. I don't know.
Good day, sir. What might you be looking for?
Mayhap this ladder is here for a reason.
Perhaps new discoveries await us. Above.
Cleaning a floor I'm too tired.
Fools and urchins boast of their coins. Hope this job plays
The
out.
hours seem to fly when I'm here.
Fancy a kip. But not at the expense of my duty.
As a matter of fact, it cannot be denied. When I was an archer, my bowmanship left much to be desired. Things are much simpler as a warrior. I need but forge on, weapon raised.
Quite the predicament.
Only person I believe in is myself.
Sometimes this is the only place I can find peace.
This is most convenient. Another destination we were bound for is not far from here.
We'll make our way there in time. As to whether it will be sooner or later, that is for the Arisen to decide. Our road was a long one, but here we are at last.
Patrons, connoisseurs, friends, my humblest thanks for joining me here at the unveiling of my collection's crowning jewel. There is much more I should like to say, but the anticipation is apt to kill me should I stall another moment. Let us gaze upon the sculpture now. Wow, what splendid work this is. Let us give a round of applause for young Fulvio, who breathed life into this block of stone. And for the good Arisen, who
Wait,
aided
can
him
it be
in
any
his noble
vocation that's
venture.
finding it?
That sculpture was rather impressive.
Looks like it's placed
well
there,
worth
so I'm
rendering
thinking it
our
could be
aid.
any vocation.
Outstanding.
I'd say it turned out all right, wouldn't you? Thank.
That griffin is something, isn't it? At last, my collection is complete.
I'd say it turned out all right, wouldn't you? Thanks again. I couldn't have managed half as well without that sketch.
Looks like we both got some time.
I've heard some interesting tidings about town.
Regarding the Vermundian military, yes?
Twould seem the Queen Regent has made significant...
If that is your destination, we cannot follow. But know that your return is eagerly awaited.
Couldn't hurt to put my feet on it.
My sword arm could use some work.
This sort of quiet music. As well.
You have aught you wish to show? He bears more responsibility for your mission than I. I would defer...
I'm surrounded by wingers on all sides.
Someone comes
That's
looking for a
such
fight,
peace.
I won't say no.
Reigned eternal.
Praying, ne'er put gold in my pocket.
Well met, Sir Arisen. Might I inquire as to what's become of the Regalia sword? So this is how the sword looked in its glory days of yore. 'Tis splendid to behold. I thought the blade ought to be restored for its history, but seeing it like this, I feel it means something more. Something greater. Pray, give my thanks to the blacksmith who repaired it. 'Tis fine work she has done. Impeccable, I should say. And you, Sir Arisen, you have my sincerest gratitude. You have breathed life anew into one of our kingdom's most sacred treasures. I can imagine no worthier symbol of a sovereign's majesty. I await the day it shall adorn your noble hip with bated breath.
Okay.
All my days were so
Pins of late.
downright dusk. I'm surrounded by wingers on all sides. Quietude is a blessing.
Surely I'm overdue a day off.
Would that such peace
Mayhap I really would have been
reigned
better
eternal.
off.
On my feet all day. My legs are as lead. Would that all my days were so.
Too quiet here.
Shall we report this development to Captain Brant?
It is busy out today. I never leave. Got to press on. There's much needs doing.
Working
Politic
is
this morning.
I know. I'm not Spencer. What about you seems familiar.
Can't put a price on today.
Would you mind coming over here?
Always another errand to see to.
The one we seek isn't here. Perchance we've come at the wrong time.
I dare say we shan't make much progress as things stand. What say we refresh our minds as to the details of our task?
At last.
You have my fullest confidence. Yes, Your Majesty? Ah, so you've encountered the Phantom Oxcart from the rumors. To be precise, the letter of the law does not forbid the abduction of pawns. However, in our sovereign-ruled kingdom, crude treatment of the pawns who so loyally serve our liege is an act decried by all. If one were to sell them for personal gain, they would doubtless be censured no matter their station. And this letter, by its make and the quality of the parchment, I can only surmise 'tis of the like used in the palace. We ought to assume a member of the court has a hand in this matter. But for what purpose are these pawns being gathered? And where are they being taken? I have a proposal, Your Majesty. Should we ascertain the pawn's destination, perchance we will discover the intent behind this plot. Yet if we question the driver haphazardly, this mission will be over before it begins. I bid Your Majesty follow the ox cart without arousing suspicion, that you might divine where it is headed. Alternatively, mayhap Your Majesty could assume the guise of a pawn and await pickup in a likely location. I leave the choice to Your Majesty's discretion. You have my fullest confidence. Do not forget that we work to serve the citizenry.
Yep.
Oh, what does this say?
Shall we take a closer look?
I'll take any chance not
Shall we get some rest then? Far and wide I've traveled.
Now we've the vim to tackle the day ahead.
Off we go then.
A new day, a new perspective.
Don't know a town.
Materials, eh? I shan't deny, they have their uses.
Good day, sir. What might you be looking for?
Dead on my feet.
I've got to focus. It's only just begun.
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
Walking everywhere is certainly tiring.
How might I be of assistance?
This ox cart's bound. I'll need to see some coin afore I let you on.